Commodore County's local television network, TSPN.
And happy Friday, everybody. Ed Tracy here with News in Depth. And very happy to have these guests here. The Executive Director of ACRA, Carolyn Fraguglia. Yep. I said it right?
You did.
Very nice. And a man who really needs no introduction, the man, the myth, the legend, Stan Lukowicz. Good to see you.
Thank you.
We were having some interesting conversations about the East Coast. We're both East Coast boys, so if we slip up, we apologize in advance, but we're not really sorry. So
exactly.
So we're going to talk about some stuff going on at the Hub.
That's right.
And you've got a big event coming up.
We have a big event coming up. It's a sit-down dinner at Tommy's. It's a fundraiser for the youth programs at the Hub. Gotcha. And Stan and Frank from Tommy's are hosting it for us and helping us out so much with this program, these programs.
Awesome. Now, you have a big love for kids, don't you?
Yeah, well, yeah. When I bought this building in 1971, I paid $2 a square foot. It was 30,000 feet. I paid $60,000. And when I raised my 8 children here, what do we do with our kids? There's no place really for them to go, no place where they can go in the afternoon that you're not worried. What we did up here, the kids all went to Box Beach, which for the locals, you know what that is. It's out there on Electra Road, and that's where you drank beer and smoked dope, you know. So
how come I haven't found this place?
Yeah. Got kids, they'll find it. Yeah. And so when I rented it out, on the second floor there was a dance studio, and then the next floor was like Pilates or that kind of yoga stuff. And I told the people, you keep the rent cheap for the customers to come here, I'll keep your rent. I charge them $600, and they charge $15 a month for kids to come to the program. And they were there for about 10 years, and it worked fine. Then things change, but here we are again many years later. I rent the Hub to ACRA, and but I like to do it because I like the use, and I like the thought for something for the kids to do.
Sure.
And it's a big building, and it's old and obsolete for a lot of stuff, but it's perfect for this kind of environment.
Sure. And it sounds like you and I probably had similar growing up experiences. We didn't have video games. We didn't have, we didn't even have TV. You went outside and you played. Yeah. Not virtual reality, actual reality.
Yeah.
Grab a stick and play ball.
Yeah.
And kids today, they don't have that kind of stuff. And if they do have the opportunity, maybe they have nowhere to do it. So this is a great thing you got going on here. Now, tell me a little history of this building. What's the story behind it?
It was built in 1931 by William Krabenhoff. And he was a German immigrant who made some money. He was the son-in-law of a very wealthy man in town at that time, Jake Strom. And he built this building in 1931 during the Depression. And it was a masterpiece. It was a wonder.
It's a beautiful building.
For him to do that.
Well, it's concrete and steel.
Yes.
And it was built in 31, but it passed the 1933 earthquake standards of what had to be done.
Sure.
And many different events.
Yes. So he had the bottom floor was Browse Ritz. The second floor was for PG&E, and it was their parking lot and their office buildings. And then the third floor was the auditorium for the high school and the grammar school. And they had all kinds of dances and basketball games and boxing tournaments. Even, who were the 2 boxers that came, Stan?
Well, I showed her a picture I have in my office today. 1934, Max Baer put on an exhibition here in town, and they had 1,200 people in the third and fourth floor and all the little mezzanines up there to see the fight.
Wow.
In 1934.
And over the years, it was just the place for people to gather.
Sure.
In town. And it still is an auditorium up there, which is perfect for our youth.
And now it's back to a place for people to gather.
That's right.
Which is great.
Right.
So some of the things that the Hub does. What the Hub meaning?
It was a choice that Tracy Towner, our former executive director, came up with the name, and I'm not really sure where she got the name, other than a hub around the wheel, I guess.
Sure.
But
Hub of activity.
there you go. Hub of activity. I like that. Thank you. Yeah. So we do a lot of different kids programs. We have the after-school program. We had Children's Christmas there. We had a haunted house there. We've had summer programs there. We had a children's theater workshop there. And now
Somebody told me they had a fashion show.
we had a fashion show there. We're hoping to bring in more classes. We've had a lot of adult and children's classes.
Sure.
We've got a lady who is a retired teacher from Auburn who's going to start working with us.
Very nice.
And she's going to bring in puppetry and some a youth choir. So we're just expanding our programs. And this fundraiser we're doing is going to help us to make those programs free or very low cost to the youth that are coming in and enjoying the hub.
Sure. So this is on Friday, March 6th, Tommy's Banquet Hall. So if you're familiar with Tommy's Cafe, he's right on the corner there of the shopping center. On the other end of the shopping center, kind of in the V section down there, he's got this banquet hall. Does a great business. Went to the Chamber Mixer there last month. Puts on a great spread. Heck of a nice guy. Good bar.
Yep.
As an Irishman, that's important. And
And we'll have 160 tickets we're going to sell and to raise money. And I'd like to make this the annual event. So every year that the hub can have a fundraiser and get $10,000 to $15,000 to support these youth programs because we don't have any money anywhere else.
sure. Do you have, so ACRA, Amador County Recreation Agency? Right?
That's correct.
And you've been executive director how long?
About a year and a half.
Keeping you busy?
Oh my goodness.
Where do you get some of your funding?
We are a Joint Power Authority.
Okay.
So we have funding from the county and from the cities. But because
never
of the
enough.
recession, most of them have had to cut back their funding. So the rest of our funding, which is probably about 2/3, comes from events and leagues and that sort of thing that we host and fundraisers and that sort of thing. So we're very busy. We always have something
yeah.
going on.
You know what I like about this is, I haven't lived in the county long. Literally since August. And everybody is going to the same people for money for something. And they just are. They need it. It's necessary. But it's such a small community, at some point you tap out, You go, I can't give anymore. I would love to, but you can't. You're not really asking anybody to come in and give thousands of dollars. Come and spend $40.
Right.
You get salmon, chicken, or steak fillet. How can you go wrong? And donate a raffle prize for the silent auction. It's not a lot to ask for kids, for crying out loud,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So you brought some of these with you.
Those are other activities that we have going on at ACRA or coming up.
So this is, Tommy, can you see that? Okay, adult co-ed soccer league. That sounds dangerous.
I think it's fun.
Is somebody going to be there in case I break a hip or something? Or what's the? So this is starts March 7th. Saturday starting at 2 at Jackson Junior High. $400 per team for an 8-week league. So the guys basically on the team put the money through, right? And how big are the teams? I don't know anything about soccer.
I'm the person that can tell you all about that isn't here right now, and that's John Williamson. He is
John, get down here.
John is our leagues person. He's put together so many sports leagues. He's been with us for, I think, two and a half years, and he's created so many leagues for us that he's the one that has all the details on that.
So it's not just for kids.
No, we do a lot of adult programs as well.
5-on-5 men's basketball league. So my oldest boy, he's 26. He's 6'7".
Oh, he needs to get a hold of John.
The mailman, I think, was really tall. I think that's where that, because I'm not tall. So that's great.
Or the ice guy.
Yeah, this guy. I like him. Adult women's basketball, another great program. Now, these are already ongoing, or are these new programs?
You have there are leagues that are starting up, so you have startup dates on there, I believe.
Okay.
on those posters.
They annually occur, and then the next year they do it again.
Right, but so these aren't new. This is just a new season coming
Yes.
up. Okay.
And I'd like to talk a little bit about Saturday at the Hub.
Yes, I hear a lot about this.
Saturday at the Hub originated because we had the Christmas program for children.
Right.
And we had all of these parents coming in and saying, "Oh, we love this. Can you do something once a month so that our kids can come here and have a place to go during the winter?" So we started this new program. We started it first last month, and we had, I think, 20 or 25 children show up, and we've decided to do it once a month from there on. So they have, the different games in there. We have crafts.
Sure.
We have things for toddlers all the way through high school.
I think that's awesome. Snacks provided. I see that. And they pay $5, and it goes from 10 to 5.
That's right. And we offer a movie. We had a movie last month. I'm sure we're going to have one again this month. Bounce House is a real favorite for the toddlers. They really enjoy that.
Adults like it too after, a
Well,
long day at work.
Yeah.
It's amazing during Christmas how many parents would come in and let their children stay, and they would sit on the couches for hours while their children played.
Neat. This one, I saw this one out on the counter up here in front. Creative self-exploration. What really influences your everyday decisions and attitudes? What you would discover if you tapped into your own inner wisdom? Tell me something about this. What is that all about?
This is a new instructor. So she's been trying to put together some fun classes that she's had success with in other places, and this is one of the classes that she's attempting. Well, we attempt a class, and if people sign up for it, that's great. And if they don't, that's okay. We'll
Sure.
try something else. We have an ongoing French class that just is so popular. It's
Really?
amazing, all of us.
So beginner French, basically.
Yeah, and it just, everybody keeps re-enlisting into the class.
I know no French. 0.
I think we should have an Italian class. That's what I told you. We need to find
I
an
speak Italian.
Okay, you want to be our instructor?
Not that good.
Oh,
Not that good.
we're looking for an Italian instructor. I think an Italian class up here would go very
You
well.
would think in Amador County with all the wineries that there's a bunch of Italians here that speak Italian.
Yeah. The word's out. We're looking for an instructor.
So we're going to go to a quick break. Is that right, Tom? All right. We'll be back here with Stan Lukowicz and Carolyn Fergulia. It is News in Depth. We'll
You're
be right
watching
back.
Amador County's local television network, TSPN.